Juno News has uncovered a connection between an Alberta college, an Indian student recruitment company, and a director who was previously arrested during an immigration fraud investigation. And now, some of the international students recruited through these programs are having their previously approved work permits cancelled. So, how exactly did this all happen? It starts with the Canadian Institute of Osteopathic Therapy, or CIOT, a private college in Calgary. In 2024, CIOT entered a formal partnership with Portage College and Alberta Public College. Under that partnership, students could enroll in Portage-branded diploma programs including business management and administrative professional programs while primarily taking their classes at CIOT's Calgary campus. The programs attracted hundreds of Indian students, and the programs weren't just being marketed here in Canada. They were being marketed to prospective students in India by a company called Pyramid eServices. Here's where Juno News found something that was particularly interesting. Alberta corporate records show that two CIOT directors, Bhavnoor Singh Bedi and Bhavnoor Singh Bedi, were also tied to Pyramid eServices. So the people involved in running the Canadian college were also connected to the company that was recruiting students for the programs in India. The Pyramid wasn't simply recruiting students for Canadian schools either. The company advertises education opportunities abroad and has promoted things like Canadian work permits and pathways to permanent residency to prospective Indian students. That raises an obvious question. What exactly were prospective students being told about these programs and their ability to stay in Canada after graduating? That question becomes even more important when you look at Pyramid's history. In May 2013, Indian police raided several student immigration centers as part of an investigation into allegations that agents were forging bank documents and student certificates for overseas applications. Indian media reported that Bhavnoor Singh Bedi, who was connected to Pyramid eServices, was arrested during that investigation. Police reportedly seized cash, computers, files, and passports. Then in 2017, Pyramid eServices was named in another case. Indian media reported allegations that the company was cheating students and their parents by promising to send them abroad to professional colleges. Juno News has not established that Bedi was convicted in that case. But these allegations and the company's history are certainly relevant when examining a company involved in recruiting international students into Canadian programs. Some students who completed the CIOT Portage programs had already received post-graduation work permits, and those permits can allow eligible international graduates to work in Canada after completing their studies. But some graduates have now had those previously approved permits cancelled by the federal government. That means students who came to Canada, paid tuition, and completed their programs are now facing the possibility that they can't stay and work in Canada as they expected. In cancellation letters, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada said the eligibility rules for these programs had not actually changed. The department said a change to its website in June 2026 simply clarified requirements that had already existed. For the students affected, however, that distinction doesn't change the fact that permits they had already been approved for are now being cancelled. Portage College has confirmed that some graduates were affected and directed students to IRCC and licensed immigration professionals, emphasizing that immigration decisions are made by the federal government. But there are still major questions about the recruitment process itself. What were students told when these programs were being marketed in India? Were they told they would be eligible for work permits after graduating? And how much did the Canadian institutions know about the company recruiting students on their behalf? Juno News reached out to both CIOT and Portage College, but neither responded to our request for comments. If you'd like to read more, you can visit junonews.com.